What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about TOSHI today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? It is the 15th day of July, and here we are. 7 hours, 44 minutes left in the day, sitting at 305657, right around there, right? One of the few coins that's up today. Bitcoin's down a little bit, and you're up 4%. That's not bad, man. Not bad. TOSHI has been lagging as far as like this pump goes, right? We're waiting on it to pump, but hey, man, if the rest of the market's dumping and TOSHI's pumping, or at least not dumping with it, that's nice. That's nice. So even if you're not pumping with the rest of the market, at least you're not dumping with the rest of the market either. You know what I mean? And we are going to pump with the rest of the market soon. Everything takes its turn. You're going to have your turn soon enough, right? If we're looking at this here from a relative high back in May to the relative low that we had here late June, you're consolidating between your 382 and your 0.5, and this is very constructive, guys. Typically, whenever you move up from here, whenever you move up to your 382, you will pull back and find support at the 236. But you didn't do that. You actually continued to consolidate around the 382 and actually pumped up higher, finding support at the 382, consolidating between this area. That gets you prepared for a rather robust move that will likely take you not just to the golden ratio, but through the golden ratio. So I do expect that TOSHI's going to see a nice little pump here over the coming days by the end of this week, right? You could be up 40%, you could be up 50%, you could be up more than that, and probably will be up more than that over time as time goes on. I would call this an inverse head and shoulders. I think it looks like an inverse. Maybe not. Maybe I jumped the gun on that. I don't know. Kind of. It kind of looks like an inverse head and shoulders. It's just, right. You can see it, right? You see what I'm talking about? Like you got the left shoulder here, you got the head here, right? And then is this like your right shoulder right here? I don't know. It kind of looks like it. It kind of looks like it, but maybe not. Either way, even when something kind of looks like something, that can be a indication that you are in fact going to move up higher. And even if it's not, at the very least, I do assume that you're in an uptrend right now. I assume that we're moving up higher. And typically when you're trending, let's say you're in an uptrend and you correct down, right? This was your corrective move here. Corrections are 1, 2, 3-legged moves, and you finish that. So now you're just bleeding out, and you're likely going to rip here. Once you do see prices above, let's see. Once you do get prices above 000646, you get above that central point right there, these lows, this point of resistance, you get above there on a daily closing basis, you should be ripping and running through to new all-time, to new all-time highs, yes, but also to new relative highs first. You know, if we're looking at this here from a high to a low, again, my expectation would be that in a short amount of time, you probably move up to 308 to 3088, somewhere in that area, if not higher. And likely by the end of the month, we should be seeing targets that are around 2013, 2018, or higher, right? This is the kind of target area by the end of the month that I would have at a minimum. Target area that I'd have at a maximum by the end of the month might be 0024, 0026, something like that. I think higher targets will be reserved for August. And as you're getting into August, the expectation would be that we stop somewhere around half a cent to maybe just below 1 cent, or 007, 0069, somewhere in this area here. That's my expectation. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame, and then we'll zoom out and see if we can confirm this bullish bias that I have right now for TOSHI. Looking at this here on the 1 hour time frame. Come on now, TOSHI. Lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price. Very bearish candle there with Bitcoin, alongside of Bitcoin whenever it had its bearish candle recently. If we're looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, I mean, you had a very, very bearish candle there, and TOSHI got a lick of that as well. Holding up well, though. I like the 1 hour RSI, lower lows, higher lows. That whole thing looks good. You are finding resistance at this prior area of support, though. This little like shelf right here, prior area of resistance, and resistance back here. So maybe you do come down a little bit. I'm not anticipating lower lows than this, but if you do, it's okay. It's really not a problem if TOSHI goes below 3005, okay? But I just don't think that it does. 3051, 3052. I don't think that it does. Low to high here. If I can get the high, let's get it there. Just below the 382, back up to the 236. Yeah, if you find resistance like this, typically you will go to the golden ratio. So let's call for 30545, 3054, somewhere around there to find support, and then you'll probably start moving back up. 1 hour time frame, by the end of the day, you should be moving down, and then maybe start to correct a little bit by the end of the day. Going into tomorrow, I think things will be bullish. If not, if you go a little bit lower, then that time frame might be off, but who cares? Maybe go a little bit lower and then you come up. I doubt you get below this low. I really do doubt you get below this low. However, if you do go below that low, fret not. It's not the end of the world. Everything's okay. I don't think you do. But if you do, you would likely find support at 3049, 3048, somewhere in that area. I don't think you go below this low though. I really don't. Higher lows here in the price, lower lows here in the RSI, or a double bottom at the very least. Bouncing off the 40, very bullish. You're ping-ponging between the 40 and the 60 and the 40 and the 60. So let's just see if you can choose a direction. If you do choose a direction, if you get below that 40, you'd probably go down again to that where would that be, 3048 level. But if you break above the 60, we're on to those higher prices, and I think that you will. When you break above the 60, that should result in a break above 306. Okay, just keep that in mind. Looking at the daily time frame here, very bullish on the RSI, right? Rejected the overbought zone. That's not necessarily ideal, but you're down here finding support now, turning the tide. I think that this next run up should get you into the overbought zone, and that should happen, by the way this looks, either over the weekend or more likely sometime early next week. You should be getting into the overbought zone. Once you get overbought, you're looking to break away from this, right? And then once we break away from that, you're essentially home free. We're thinking about new all-time highs. I doubt that once you break out here, break above this, you're just going to rip right up to new all-time highs. You'll probably have some stops along the way, but once you get above that high, it's time to start thinking about new all-time highs. Looking at this on the MEXC chart, I actually want to use MEXC, and then I want to look at the ribbons, because we've already gone over where I don't think that we're going to go to 1 cent. It could happen. It really could happen, but I think more likely we're going to see TOSHI go to somewhere between, I really think it'll be 007, right around there, 207, something like that is probably what we're going to see. Why is it taking forever to load? Let's look at the ribbon. And if I'm wrong to the downside, about half a cent. If I'm wrong to the upside, about a cent then. So a little bit, about the same distance either way. If we're looking at this on the daily time frame, your ribbon is about to cross. It is crossing, you guys. It's crossing right now. Super bullish. Look at that. It's crossing, and you back tested it for support. This is a very bullish look, you guys. Absolutely astonishing. Yeah. Guys, over the coming days, this is happening right now. This is some bullish stuff right here, right? Whenever you crossed here, you back tested it and then ripped, right? This is the exact same environment that you were last time whenever you moved up. How much was this in the course of a week? From here to there, that was about a 200% pump, guys. Crazy, crazy stuff. Absolutely insane. Lower highs all the way, right? Found some support, back tested that, and then boom, you're breaking out. You're about to rip. You're genuinely, I would compare it exactly to this, but it's going to be a stronger move, I think. What would this do if it was to be a stronger move? Low to high? And we're not taking it from the low. We're taking it from the low around there. I don't know. Let's take it from this low, let's just say. Okay. Let's take it from that low. Maybe we can take it from this low. That puts you at 20127, 2015. I could see that happening by the end of the month. Yeah, so something that's bigger than that, right? That's the projected outcome. So you probably will be closer to your all-time highs by the end of the month, if not even a little bit above there, which should be pretty damn exciting. That's a good look, you guys. Looking at the 3-day time frame here. Ribbon is bullishly crossed still. In the weekly, we're not going to get a whole lot off of the weekly because there's not enough data. So, yeah, looking good, guys. Looking good on all fronts. I got nothing else for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.